This is the Player 4 Podcast. Join us each week as we talk about video games, entertainment, and pop culture, and bring in guests from the Rooster Teeth community. Player 4 has entered the game. Hello and welcome to the Player 4 Podcast. I'm your host, Tristan, aka Chagrazier.
I'm Alex, aka Chaos Black 21.
And I'm Malachi, aka Tsukikiba.
So how are you guys doing? It's been a while since we've been here.
Well, we're not dead.
Hey, that's a good thing.
Life, snow.
There's no snow where
How
I
much
am.
snow have you guys been getting up there?
We've been getting flurries, but still enough to where I have to get up early and go salt and clean up.
We got a
We haven't
fat
really
lot
gotten
of
anything
nothing.
down here.
I've never seen snow.
Like we've had like maybe a couple flurries. Once has it actually like stuck to the ground. So
We gotta take Alex on a snow vacation. He's never seen snow, Malachi.
I've seen snow.
I don't think he's seen
get snow here
He's
in
never,
Missouri, just not
like,
yet this year.
How unfortunate is it that you have never seen snow?
Yes, I thought.
No, I don't want to
Didn't
see
he
more
ski
snow.
before?
No, I've never skied before.
See?
Oh,
He's never
Well,
seen
I would
snow.
like to-
You
I would
can't
like
ski
to-
if you've never seen snow.
I would like to snowboard at some point.
Oh.
we need to take him skiing.
I mean, we do have a ski place here in Missouri. But I think they typically have to use fake snow. But they only do it once an actual snow happens, and then they just add on to it.
So what you should do, come visit me when it's snowy, and we'll go snowboarding. I'll teach you to snowboard.
Yeah, as soon as that vaccine finally gets around to everyone.
Well, it's also not going to snow again until, like, next year, so...
Well, the plus side
What do
of
you mean? It still might snow this year. It's still winter.
It's done.
you're bundled, you can bundle up like there's no tomorrow, and that'll be your barrier.
Be my barriers.
No,
Or you can take. The only time you'd ever be close is if you took the lift, but you could just do one person a lift.
I really wouldn't recommend that with the new strain going around.
Oh, there's another strain. I messed up.
Yeah, there's another strain, and it's like super virulent. Like, it doesn't care about like 6 foot distances or even masks. Like you just gotta not, because apparently it just you get in the same area as somebody and you get infected.
A British variant.
Yep. And now it's in Boston thanks to some lady who traveled to England and then came right back here.
I think it's got to be close to around like almost half the states at this point. At least I saw on one map. I know it was in Illinois. It hadn't at least been seen in Missouri yet, but I'm sure it's only a matter of time.
It's definitely only a matter of time.
Speaking of bad things happening,
Speaking of people dying,
I
Alex,
wasn't gonna go that far.
Alex, tell me about your new character.
My new character, his name is Raiken because he didn't die.
That's not your new character.
I'm not using my new character yet though because of that.
Yeah, but like you still made him.
Okay.
He's worth talking about. He's cool. Yeah, maybe he'll be in the game someday. Or maybe you'll use him in a different game.
His name is Desmond Azeros. He's a half-elf cleric of the life domain, and he pretty much just kicks all ass.
As clerics do. Who does he serve?
He serves Arathis.
Goddess of civilization.
Yep. So I mean, if he ever does get into the party, it could be interesting between him and Jebel, just because he's with Arathis, who is all about civilization, and Jebel's all about nature.
Yep. And they are in places diametrically opposed.
So yeah, I mean, it was either that or do Pelor, and then basically him hating all the party, or at least Leah and Vendar because of their actions against the Temple of Pelor.
Only some flowers know about that.
I feel like that would be a bit harder to be okay with, like than.
I just imagine like he doesn't actually know that it was them. He just knows that it happened. He's really upset about it, and maybe like it was like the catalyst that got him going to try and make big changes in the world, and therefore seek out this party who seems to be at the crux of all the change. And then when he gets there, you know, they're like, "Oh yeah, so you know what made you want to do this?" And you're just like, "Well, I was serving the temples of Pelor, and then we found out about this temple in Epspara that was attacked by necromancers, and everyone died horrifically. Unfortunately, there were a lot of other things going on at the time, what with the war, the invasion, the siege, and, you know, hundreds upon thousands of refugees, so it took a while before any of that came back to us, but I saw that as my calling. That something in this world is rotten and I need to fix it. And the rest of the party's just like, oh shit.
They really desecrated the temple. It was very sickening. I almost threw up.
You just got Vendor like, ooh, that was us. He would do it too.
No, if anything, was Cyrus there when we? Does he know about it?
Nope.
No, he doesn't know about it. I didn't know if he was there when when we were questioned on it by the
trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was you still had Rowan with you when that happened.
Because if anything, if it was, he would be the one that would totally rat out the freaking group, in my opinion.
I love the bonds of trust here, and that they don't exist.
Well, he didn't do it.
Yukikaze was all over that one.
Oh yeah, Yukikaze would have there to learn about it.
I mean, he was there when you got questioned by the trees. He wasn't part of the party when you actually went.
No, that's what I meant.
And that was one of those
to learn about it.
Yeah, those are one of those instances where I was like, "What?
What did you do?"
And I thought you were wholesome people. Lord Bahamut, why did you send me these yahoos?
But I'm not using the cleric yet because Tristan tricked us. His shenanigans.
Lies and slander. I didn't trick you. I just didn't tell you everything.
True. You did not give us a whole truth.
Half-truths are better than whole lies.
I mean...
I think.
You could make the case that it could be worse.
So, you were under the impression that you were making a sacrifice play and choosing death in order to save the party. A noble act, indeed.
Yeah, I was using what is called Climax Song for my armor, which, when you think of the word climax, like, okay, that's the ending. That's the big giant thing that basically everything was working towards. But lo and behold, Cord did not take me.
But he did choose you.
He did. He called me his avatar. So, yeah. So instead, I killed all the giant spiders that were attacking us, and became very exhausted. And new stuff all of a sudden appeared on my armor.
Like ribbons and stickers?
No, like powers.
New powers? Oh.
But I can't reveal those powers yet because the group has not. We have not discussed all of this yet.
You keeping
They are
secrets?
surprised
You keeping
that
secrets?
I am not dead.
It's true. Remember when Leah punched you in the face?
Yep. So I can't say anything yet on this podcast because I don't want Malachi to find out early before everybody else.
I have a complaint.
What?
You said goodbye to your daughter before you supposedly were about to sacrifice yourself. But you didn't tell her you loved her?
So here's the thing.
The thing is that you don't love your daughter?
No, Raiken does. I didn't know how this was going to go down, and I said that during all this. I didn't know if there was going to be a moment in time where, like, as he's like basically that he would fade away maybe after using it, and then he would so as he's fading away, he'd be able to say his final goodbyes.
Oh, no. That was why I said, is there any last thing you'd like to say before I begin?
I know. So basically, you screwed up everything I wanted to do.
What? Well, you better get it right the next time you die.
Yeah, so I guess next time I need to be like, Tristan, okay, if I'm dying here, this is what I want to happen before I die so that we can do it correctly and you don't end up going, well, you're dead. And I'm like, but I was planning on saying my goodbyes here.
That's why I asked for your goodbyes.
Still, I had a way that I was seeing it was going to happen.
All right, Malachi. Malachi.
Malachi, are you scared of how awesome Raiken is now compared to Yukikaze?
Well, granted, he almost killed himself.
But he didn't. So essentially, you could say he escaped death.
It's called luck.
So far, he has controlled death at every single turn, even others.
Right? Death just doesn't want your dumbass. Death has been trying to get me every single second we've been down here. It's just get my freaking fight tooth and nail. And I seen my father had all this crazy information revealed, and then
wait, you still have some information that you haven't given up yet.
That's nice. And then I almost die again. Thankfully, I got freaking lucky.
Still not gonna say it.
Still, nope. He's never gonna tell you. Never gonna find out.
Raiken was going to die, and you still never told him what the heck about his brother.
Maybe it's what kept you alive. You needed to know.
I mean, he's got a point. There were all those memories of your brother.
True. That is an interesting point. So I will allow it. However, you should probably tell him if it's something important.
There are a lot of things important that we don't know. That's why we're on our adventure.
But if we have the information, we tell each other.
Yes, but there's a time and place for everything.
Oh my gosh.
Did I make you cry, Malachi?
No, I was choking on, my own death. So Raiken, or Yukikaze didn't know what's going on. Raiken, he was half out of it. So technically, I don't know what happened.
You were stable.
Technically,
nobody knows what happened except for Raiken, but you were still listening.
Yeah, it was.
So
well.
Alex said nice things about it.
I have spoiler a little bit, Tristan, because you based it off an anime we both watched, and I do remember at a point they got to where they were able to survive it. So
you mean the exact second time they did it?
Right? Well, actually, wasn't there another person who did it? Yeah. That wasn't the main character that survived or died?
Oh yeah. The first time you see it in the show, one person does it and dies.
And then I thought
and then after that, no one ever died from it again.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Sounds like that person did it wrong.
Yeah, right? So
it was ridiculous. It was supposed to be this, like, oh my god, they're sacrificing themselves to do this, and then nobody else dies from it. It's like, is it not a sacrifice thing anymore?
Well, granted, it was because maybe she was incompatible with the armor. She was just able to use it.
Being less compatible makes you able to survive it.
Was she less compatible?
I mean, she was, no, she was more compatible because she had the armor in her.
Yes, yeah, confused with her body. Yeah. But anyways, yes, so I had, like, in the back of my mind that he might survive. So,
well, this just means
spoiler alert on my part.
This just means, Alex, that you got to experience firsthand the BS that was my favorite anime.
And I do, and well, it also gives me, with what Tristan also said, gives me an inkling of your other stuff you can do.
I don't think so, huh?
He does think so.
Well, yeah.
I don't know why. It only added one other thing, but that one thing is pretty awesome. But then I die.
It's super awesome, but then I die.
I'm not gonna lie, it's freaking, looking at it, all the stuff that it does, like, that is freaking powerful as all heck. But
I could kill God.
I could kill God and then die myself.
Yeah. But it would be worth it. Because
I could kill God, so I could be God for a second and then die.
It's perfect. That's how the story should end.
But we won't get to hear about it next week.
It's true.
We probably won't be going next week.
Sam's cat has to have surgery, and so he likely won't be available, and we're finally out of combat, which means that everybody's trying to get more social stuff done, and we're getting more of the story, more player interaction with the world. Man, that was like 10 straight sessions of combat or something?
It was a lot of combat, like, which is good because there was a lot of sessions without combat before that.
Yeah, like
so 100 it made up for it. So now we'll go another, like,
100.
20 sessions without combat.
No combat. Well, you still need to receive the artifact of Bahamut here, and then they're going to tell you about where the other one is, and so, who knows, maybe there'll be some combat getting to the other one.
Ooh. Yeah, are you excited, Malachi? You're going to get another piece of the armor?
Well, I don't even freaking have the armor at the moment.
Yeah, but now you'll have that piece, and then you'll have you can get the other piece back.
Yeah, I like my sword right now.
Unless Nalia still needs it for more research purposes. She might take that piece then too, so you might have no pieces still.
No, because she doesn't need to study the set. She just needs legendary armor that she can study how the magic flows in it.
But doesn't the set work together?
It does, but that doesn't mean that. Why the fuck does she take years? Apparently, you can freaking blow up a whole massive army of spiders and live.
Yeah, but
we already told Lara Mendes. I already told you it's gonna be a long discussion with her. You might have to strip.
no, that's not happening. I mean, I won't have to strip. It's a freaking necklace. I wear stuff under the armor.
Maybe the necklace is just the visual representation that it's on you. It's just you can't see it unless it appears, or unless you speak the silly words.
Is the Emperor's new clothes?
Exactly.
That's his secret. He's always naked.
Like she'll hear about it, but she's not taking it. She's not gonna allow it.
Come on, you're just fancier too, apparently, because it compresses down into a single little crystal you wear around your neck. How convenient!
Super convenient. Like the most convenient thing ever.
I know. It's so awesome. I don't have to worry about taking it on and off. I don't need help getting it on, so sorry, Yukikaze, with your old Bahamut armor.
That's nice, and I'll be honoring my lord by wearing it, and he might praise me more than you.
I would hope he would praise you more than me. I don't follow him.
No, more than your god. Your god only. Yeah, right.
I'm very surprised I did not get smited.
My good deeds will make my Lord Bahamut very happy. Yours only cares about you punching things in the face.
Cares that you do it well.
The greatest care ever.
It's not hard to punch things in the face.
For Leah, it is, apparently. She does, negative damage. She gives me health back when she punches, apparently.
But she still punches things in the face.
Doesn't do negative damage, she just does 0.
I know.
Your god doesn't care if you do damage, he just cares that you fight, and then you die eventually.
That does seem to be the way some people feel about Cord.
And yet, who has been the best champion so far?
I mean,
for their god.
You never met Vicky. He could have been better.
I'm alive still.
Maybe that just means you're doing it wrong.
No. I was called the Avatar, so thank you.
That's just because you think you look pretty.
I mean, if Cord thinks I look pretty, then awesome. That's all the more.
My god thinks I'm pretty. Your god doesn't. I didn't know that today was going to devolve into Raiken and Yukikaze arguing over who's the better follower of their god, but I'm here for it.
I mean, that's always the case.
Yeah, but it hasn't, there's been so much combat lately, we haven't gotten to experience.
Well, there's been so much combat, and Yukikaze has been unconscious for a lot of it, so there hasn't been able to have any banter.
Because I've been in the fray, and you've been just over there flashing your armor around.
In the fray? Raiken's been in the fray the whole entire time, too. He took on 2 Driders by himself while you guys had to climb stairs.
Wait, you're talking about the Drider I killed?
The Drider that you finally came up and took 1 hit after I knocked it down and nothing.
That Yukikaze killed?
He just ran in, smacked it, and walked away.
Well, yeah. I killed it. You didn't kill it.
Yeah, I basically killed it. You're welcome.
But you didn't kill it.
I'm thinking
Yeah,
only
you
the death
stole
flags
it from me.
the death flags count.
and then instead of taking out the other drider, you're like, well, I'm leaving.
My work here is done.
Who cares about the other enemy?
That one frigged off, and I wasn't jumping off the building like a freaking crazy person.
It pricked off afterward.
Also, it didn't frick off. It got thrown off the roof by an air elemental.
Yeah. Which I didn't know what the fuck that was. Guessed it was Jebel, but who knows? Until later. Then we knew it was him. Him and his shape-shifting nonsense.
I suppose that was my favorite fight, since that was the fight in which Vendar decided he wanted to just do something stupid and land on top of Laramendus.
That was a pretty good fight.
You guys got you got like 10,000 experience each for those 3 fights.
I would have jumped in any way so that if I don't make it, I land on Laramendus. That was that was basically his exact wording.
Yeah. Okay, you're a jerk. Here goes. It's a DC 25. Uh-oh, I don't think I can make that. I'm gonna do it anyway. I got a 18. It's like, okay, you fall on Laramendus.
Let's roll damage.
He just squishes him as he gets up. doesn't push against the ground. Pushes against Laramendus to stand up. What a jerk.
Kikaza is glad he has a bag of holding now.
Yeah. What's in it?
Once I get a second to get to a shop, it's gonna be packed full of potions.
Oh.
You know, potions are expensive.
You know who makes potions?
You know, I don't give a shit if they're expensive. My bag's gonna be full of potions because I'm sick of this freaking crap. Yeah, I'm gonna have a hat on my head with 2 potions strapped on top of it with tubes to my mouth.
Oh my god.
He's gonna have the medieval double beer hat, but with potions.
Well, is one gonna be potion of invulnerability, and what's the other potion gonna be?
No, there's gonna be potions of healing. Invulnerability, I don't know if that has any drawbacks.
I don't think so.
So, okay, because it's a pretty fancy potion.
Yes. Take half damage from everything for the duration.
Which is a minute. But usually combat happens pretty quick.
Yeah. I mean, your longest combat lasted like a minute and like 12 seconds.
Which reminds me, I gotta remove that potion from my list. Because I used it.
I mean, unless there's always the possibility with Jebel you might get another. So what Tristan told me is that you can click on the thing, the charge button, and then that way you know you've used it.
Yeah, but then it doesn't leave your list in case you want to around. In case you have a way of getting a new one, that way you don't have to re-find it. Be helpful.
Like Jebel Jebs.
Jebel should definitely talk to the Drow and see if they'll teach him how to make the superior healing potion. Cream healing potion. Because we could tell that was a powerful potion.
That definitely saved the day. We'll see. I mean, he's pretty good at basically asking about items and just stuff in general. So
he's a hoarder. The player is a hoarder.
You mentioned the potion belts. I don't remember getting the potion belt. There was a time period in the beginning I think I missed writing some items down, but I need to do better tracking with that. But I don't. When did you say you got those? Because I think I
thought you got them on the return trip to Everwatch.
I thought they were before, way before.
The only other time that such a thing might have been rewarded was the first chapter when they saved the king.
That's what I think it was, because I never remember getting one.
I mean, it might be. I don't remember.
I thought the party got them around the time that Bendar told his sister stuff that he shouldn't have told her.
I have no idea when it happened.
I thought that was around the time we just ended up locking all our pouches.
Well, yeah, that is definitely something that happened then. I mean, so, you know, you're in a city. That's what they made.
Yeah, along with your potions that you want to buy, you can get one of those things.
Well, I want one of those things so I can quickly drink potions on them, like...
Yeah, potions. They're super useful, because then it's only a bonus action to take out the potion instead of a full action.
Yeah, that needs to happen. I'm gonna have them, like, 2 belts strapped across my chest, like... those belts that have like grenades and stuff strapped to them.
Yeah, bandoliers of potions.
Yep, I'm gonna have a bandolier of potions.
You know how difficult that will be with armor?
I don't give a shit. I am a very strong dragonborn. I will make it happen.
So yeah, I definitely think that Deb should ask about. I'll teach him. I think I've finally come to a decision on how the potion crafting mechanically working. The next time he makes potion or set less fluid, like the last time we did it. He'd end up with a lot of potions.
He did.
Tons of potions. So you died, then you didn't actually die. You got new power. You destroyed all of the enemy spiders and saved the day. So you won the battle for Umbralight, and this Drow city is now free to worship Elistrae as they wish, free of Lolth's tyranny. You've driven back the Lolth sworn Drow out of the city, and the citizens here are now going to be granting you the item you seek, one of the artifacts of Bahamut.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say that's pretty good for a day's work. I mean, all you had to do was fight one of the toughest bosses ever, and then fight a war.
Yeah, you know, easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
All in the day's work.
And we almost got an axe of cord.
I don't really know what would have happened if you'd tried to snatch it from his belt instead of shaking his hand.
I feel like either it would have gone one of two ways. One, Cord would respect me even more by going for a weapon because all about challenge. Or two, he would basically just slap me with his hand and kill me right there. With the slap of his hand.
Oh well, yeah, I'll find a different avatar.
Yep.
Perhaps I spoke too soon. This one was not worthy.
Yeah. So I imagine that would have been a 50-50.
Yeah, I'm definitely still tumbling the next couple segments over in my mind, trying to figure out the best ways to present them and the best things, the best plot points to include. So we'll see how that goes.
That's true. This was a major kind of ending to this chapter, and so it's easy to forget that now you have to kind of think about how you want to guide us to the next kind of thing.
Yeah, I've got some pretty solid ideas right now. I'm just getting the details worked out. But let's actually, let's go with that. Let's roll this chapter back a bit, and let me. We've got a little bit of time left. Let me just roll through this chapter for us, recap it a bit. So the chapter began where the last chapter ended. The last chapter ended when you defeated the Lich and took the Armor of Cord. Which means that this chapter included learning about the time limit on the Armor of Cord and resetting it so that the armor was not destroyed, which came down to the wire. You went to sleep with 11 hours left and woke up and had 3 hours left before the armor would have disappeared forever.
Mm-hmm.
You defeated the purple worm in the desert, utilizing the armor and resetting its timer. The Deva in the employ of Cord came down and declared you the new champion. And then you marched back across the desert to get back to the city of Tuka, because you had been informed via sending that there was trouble that you needed to respond to, so you hurried to do that. On the way, you stopped in with the Dragonborn tribes again, and Yukikaze got to speak with his father and his good friend, whose name is escaping me at the moment. Alakai.
Uh-huh.
Haruna.
Uh-huh. I was gonna say, how could you forget Haruna?
I don't know. I was hoping you would have helped me out sooner than that.
I knew you'd get it.
You forgot too. Alright.
No, I didn't. So. I was trying to remember all my characters. I was thinking, for some reason, I got someone else stuck in my head for a moment. I'm like, wait, nope, that wasn't it.
So, you had the big discussion with your father and Haruna about whether you would stay or continue on the quest with the group. You chose to stay with the group and continue helping them in the name of Bahamut, which your father supported. And then you got back to Tuka, which is thereupon that you met the guardsman Crunch. Vendar went after the Sand-Dollar gang who had kidnapped his friend, Lynn, the Tabaxi. You freed her. You met the Platinum Sentinels, who are a secret organization of Dragonborn and other defenders of the world who have been keeping a close eye on the slumbering chromatic dragons and the items which keep them that way. And so you learned from this interaction that you had previously been hired to steal one of these artifacts, which was keeping the black dragon asleep, and turned down the job, and that Lynn had taken it up and completed the job. And so from there, you learned that the black dragon had awoken and was on her way to Tuka. You were there when Tuka fell under attack.
Mass destruction.
Yep. Which began as you were in captivity of the true heirs of magic, who you learned at the time that Leah had encountered earlier in her life, and whose purpose is to hunt down sorcerers and take their magic using a special item. So a lot of stuff happened this chapter, huh?
Yeah.
They had been aided by the remnants of the Sand-Dollar gang, who had it in for you since you broke up their clubhouse.
Cyrus died.
Got resurrected, got regenerated since he'd lost a leg. That was the first time anybody in the party had actually gone to the Shadowfell. You learned about the war starting back up in Volinar. In Bromdor, rather.
Mm-hmm.
You helped drive off the Black Dragon with a plan to utilize the armor of Bahamut and an illusion to make her think that you had the whole set. And she did seem to buy into it. Eventually, the blue dragon El Sementh appeared and flew off with the black dragon Shasharan, saying that they needed to meet with their brother.
I tried to intimidate the dragon.
You did. She did seem scared, or at least nervous.
Well, I'm just waiting for a rematch when I do have everything, and then she thinks I'm bluffing.
Yeah. And so, I mean, like, that's just one section of the chapter where you witness the attack, the destruction of Tuga. There was a bit of help to start to rebuild done by Cyrus. Everybody else was piecing together the next part of their quest, where you are going to return to the city of Volinar to try and put a stop to the warmongering of the leader, Raiken Sivan there. Naravar and Nalia left ahead of you while you finished up a few last things, including getting rid of the cart, the wagon.
Which was sad.
Always sad. At least you hadn't named it.
Yeah, but I customized it. I was like, we're traveling. I'm a traveler. We're going to travel in comfort.
Yeah, it was a really good idea. It served you very well. And now you've got to teleport all over the place, so it's just hard to keep with you.
We just needed to install a land hyperdrive generator on it.
There you go.
Warp around.
I'm sure they have that.
Yeah, totally. So, then you went back and found that the city of Volinar was completely under the control of the Drow, who had been prisoners of war there. They had risen up against their captors. You bluffed and then fought your way into the palace and confronted Lord Sivan, who trapped you in an anti-magic field and walls of force, whereupon you found out that it wasn't Lord Sivan at all, but your former party member,
Dun, dun, dun.
Rowan, impersonating Lord Sivan. Leah broke you out of that death trap, and upon realizing that he was about to face all 7 of you alone, Rowan fled, but did leave you a lovely gift, sicking a Bahir on the party, which Raiken butchered.
Yep. Did the most damage so far of the campaign.
It's gonna be hard to beat.
One strike.
I feel really gift without having the armor Bahamut on, because you got the nonsense of Raiken's armor, then you gave freaking Vendar purple worm poison, which he's going to town with.
So Vendar's always had the purple worm poison. Like, he made all of the purple worm poison he made. He's always had it. The only thing I did was make it easier for him to use what he has, but he's still going through his supply.
Yeah, I know.
It's just normally he would have to spend an action poisoning 3 arrows, and then he could fire 3 poisoned arrows. Now it's a bonus action, and until either he turns it off with another bonus action, or he runs out of poison, all of his arrows are poisoned.
Does he? Wait, he has the ability to put that poison on even without having the materials from a purple worm?
He already made the poison from the materials from a purple worm.
Once he runs out of that, then he can't do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, he has, like, 20... He had, like, 24, 28 vials of the stuff at 3 arrows each. You know, he's got almost 90 arrows worth of purple worm poison. But now, between using the magic bowstring that he has and the purple worm poison, he's chewing through his resources really fast, because he can't retrieve arrows that he fires from the magic bowstring because they become bolts of energy.
I should inquire if I could have one of those with my strength bow.
I mean, he has 3 strings to switch between. You should ask him if you want one.
I've thought about it, but we've been in such the heat of battle and stuff. Because me shooting my regular arrows at that stupid slime thing, I'm like, well, shit.
Yeah, so the funny thing about that was that before you took your turn, before Vendar attacked it and shot it in the eye, it had been set to non-magical piercing, so your arrows would have worked.
Oh, dude.
But then he shot it and set it to something else.
Womp womp.
It's just funny to me. And the same applied, like Leah's idea by dropping the stalactites on it. That would have worked too if it had still been non-magical piercing, but it wasn't. So then it was immune to it. So you got back to Tuka, fought your way in, defeated the Bahir, and then forged an alliance with the Drow who had been left behind when Rowan fled, and told you that they couldn't go home anyway, and so wanted to try this whole following Illustrae thing, which had been on their radar, but never feasible before this. And so, with you as supporters and allies, they began to forge bonds of trust with the people of the city. They told you how to get to Umbralite and who to talk to in order to get in, and how to talk to them, as Umbralite was secretly a bastion of fealty to Illustrae, but outwardly appeared as just another fortress of Lolth. You traveled through the Underdark, getting very lost in the winding, expansive, dark caverns. Eventually, a Svirfnevlin, a deep gnome, offered to lead you, led you into several deadly encounters, before one almost took his own life, at which point he agreed to stop doing that and to actually take you to Umbralite. Yeah, he was totally trying to get you killed.
Yeah, we learned.
You got to Umbralite, did all the passcodes, got locked up, and then finally the High Priestess saw you and said, okay, we can make this work. We want to be free of Lolth, and you want the item we have, so let's make a trade. And so you did.
Trade.
You
must prove your worth.
Well, kinda.
Go kill this thing.
The city needed you to go kill the thing. She needed you to help them win the war. Well, the battle anyway. And that's where we are. It's quite a road.
Long winding road. And we still have experience to get from the chapter. Once the chapter ends, because it's still not technically done.
Yeah, I've got to think about that, but I don't think the chapter is technically over until you have all the pieces of Bahamut.
And, until all the pieces, so we still have to get the third piece.
I think it makes sense, since both of these are in the Underdark.
Alright, so we forget about that. But a lot of us are close to level 14.
Yeah, and that'll be good. Alright, well, that story pushed us quite far through time, so I think the last thing I want to say before we go is happy birthday, Gina! That's why...
Happy birthday,
Gina! I heard you were 20.
Me too. How does Alex feel about the entirety of Raiken's career now that it's over?
What? Raiken's career isn't over. It's just beginning. The day is still his.
Raiken didn't die yet. But don't worry, there's still time.
He now has the ability that will kill him, but
he'll totally choose not to use it ever.
He'll save it.
I'm gonna kill.
He'll use his his stuff, he'll be able to use it. And the dragon will have 1 HP left, all the dragons, but he won't. And that's when they crit all of his team.
So I want to know about his thoughts on Raiken's career. Okay, so what are your thoughts on Raiken's career so far?
So far, I think Raiken's career has gone very well. I mean, his career was all about challenges and rising up to them to earn Cord's favor, and I believe he has done that. I think that I've played him to the best of my ability in honor of Cord. I mean, wouldn't you say so, Tristan?
Yeah, I do. I do agree with that. I think that you have been an exemplary follower of Cord so far. Malachi, what do you think of Raiken's career so far?
I've only been here for part of it. He seems to be just riding his luck through it. But all in all, we're making progress. We're saving people. We're hopefully being the best us that we can be in this very troubled time of dragons on the loose.
I don't see any more questions, but since I almost missed the questions, I'll ask on behalf of our AMA asker. Raiken, can you give us a day is mine?
The day is mine.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now it's time to get the flip out of here.
I think it's time to get the flip out of here. Yeah. Cole has spoken. Raid. All right, let's get the flip out of here.
Good night.
Hashtag
Good night.
goodbye.